So think about those split-second decisions we all make. You see a building maybe, or just catch a glimpse of someone, and bam, you've kind of formed an impression.
Yeah, instantly. But, how often are those first looks really the whole story?
Exactly. And, well, that's sort of the fascinating core of what we're exploring today.
Mm-hmm. We're doing a deep dive into this whole idea of looking beyond the surface. This YouTube channel.
Right, that channel. They focus on that classic idiom, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, a really common one.
And the goal here isn't just, defining the saying. That video gives us a great little scenario, some useful language, and we really want to unpack the layers of it for you to see how this idea actually plays out in how we think day to day.
Right. The video itself is structured pretty clearly. There's the conversation, then vocabulary, some practice questions.
Yeah, listen and answer. And shadowing gives a good framework to follow.
Okay, so let's jump into that conversation first. It involves two people, Lisa and Ben, right? And they're looking at an old cafe.
Yeah, and Lisa's first reaction, let's just say she wasn't thrilled.
Okay.
How so?
Well, she flat out says it looked old and not very nice. Pretty blunt.
Okay, direct. Did she give any specifics?
Oh, yeah. She points to specifics like the sign is broken and the windows look dirty. So it's a judgment based purely on that rundown appearance.
Got it. So she's relying completely on those visual cues. But Ben, he sees it differently.
He does. And this is where he drops the main idea, that idiom. He says, I know, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
Ah, there it is.
And then he adds, maybe the food is really good. He's basically putting the brakes on her negative take, suggesting there might be hidden quality there.
Okay, so he's challenging the surface impression. But was it just a guess, or did he have a reason to think the food might be good?
He had a reason. That's key. He mentions, my friend said they make the best sandwiches in town. So inside information, a recommendation. That definitely changes things.
Right. It overrides the slightly shabby exterior, at least for him. But Lisa, she's still a bit skeptical.
Okay, so she doesn't immediately jump on board.
No, she agrees, but with a condition, which kind of shows she's still doubtful.
Oh. What was the condition?
She says, really? Okay, but if it's bad, you owe me a coffee.
Okay, a little bit. Like, I'll humor you, but if this place is as bad as it looks...
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're buying me coffee. So it's playful, but it shows your expectation is still pretty low.
So they take the plunge then. They go in and try the food.
They do, and the outcome.
Let me guess. Surprise.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
Lisa says, wow, the food is amazing. You were right. So that initial judgment, completely flipped by the actual experience.
Vindication for Ben and his friend's sandwich recommendation.
Totally. And Lisa actually learned something from it. She has this moment of realization.
Yeah. What's the main takeaway for her?
She says, see, that's why we shouldn't judge too quickly. And then she follows up with, next time I'll be more open-minded.
Nice. It's a perfect little story showing how, getting past that surface look can lead to something good.
Yeah, exactly. And it flows really nicely into the vocabulary they pulled out in the video.
Right. Starting with the big one. You can't judge a book by its cover. How did they break that down?
They kept it simple. Basically, you shouldn't decide if something is good or bad just by how it looks. Straightforward.
Makes sense. Did they give an example?
Yep, a really good one, I thought. That old car looks terrible, but it runs perfectly. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, that's relatable. We've all seen those cars, right? Looks like junk, runs like a dream.
Exactly. So it nails the meaning.